What's up, you guys? It's AJ here, back again with another video. It's been a month and 9 days since I've uploaded.
Hey! Hey! How y'all doing?
But today's video is me just documenting how I do my hair whenever I do a silk press, and me wanting to have something to be able to look back at so that when my hair improves in health and length, I can look back at this footage. So first I'm gonna start off boiling my water for my hot oil treatment. I believe I probably only let this water boil for about 15 minutes. And then I start off collecting my oils. I use extra virgin olive oil, avocado oil, grapeseed oil, coconut oil. And I put my first 3 oils in the applicator bottle. Now I'll be taking down my hair out of my bag and scarf. I already have a little bit of Jamaican black castor oil on my hair that I emptied out from another bottle. And I'm just gonna start off putting some coconut oil on the ends of my hair and unraveling those twists. This is how much coconut oil I use when applying it. I use about 2 of those while putting it to my ends and working it in. I also go in and do a little bit of light detangling and removing of some of the shed hair from having my hair twisted up for 2 weeks. In between those 2 weeks, I did moisturize my hair with hair lotion from Cream of Nature that was really not that good. And I also greased my scalp with Sulfur 8 and put the same oils y'all just saw me use in my applicator bottle on my hair to seal in all of that moisture. And now I'll be turning off that fire underneath that water, shaking up my mixture of oils, and placing that into the water to sit for about 8 minutes. And I also make sure to section off my hair again while looking like the girl from the Polar Express. Now, you do not want to forget to use a towel. I almost forgot to grab my towel because hot oil treatments can get so messy and it can really stain your clothes. So make sure you wear something that you don't care to get stained. And now I'm just applying that warm oil to my scalp and rubbing it in and massaging my scalp. and also dragging down that oil down the length of my strands, and also doing a little bit of light detangling. I really should have honestly brushed through my hair before doing my hot oil treatment so that I can remove a lot of the shed hair, because when it came time to detangle, oh my goodness, I had so much shed hair, and the shed hair really caused me more tangles, even though like I really didn't have any tangles here, but it would have saved me a lot of work. I'm also going to be making sure to retwist those sections back up just so that they aren't in the way of me maneuvering through the rest of my hair. And now I'll just be unraveling those sections. I think I got like a little knot like right here that I was like having to get out a little bit. But now I'll just be putting all those sections together into one bun. This is the scrunchie that I use. It's a plastic little scrunchie that I'll be tying my hair up with. And now I'll just be putting back that plastic bag on. And also cleaning up all that extra oil all around my face and ears with the towel. Then I'll put on my scarf again to help trap in some of that heat. This is the blow dryer in the bonnet dryer that I use to sit under when I do my deep conditioning and hot oil treatments. After sitting under the dryer for about 15 minutes, now I am rinsing my hair. This is a little tool I use for catching all of the shed hair that comes out whenever I shampoo and condition my hair. It comes in so handy. This is the shampoo and conditioner that I'll be using, Tresemme Luxurious Moisture. It's very moisturizing and provides a lot of slip, and then it's cheap, so I love it. Now after rinsing my hair very, very thoroughly, I make sure to go in with my shampoo. And I start off with my first lather with going in with the back of my head and the front of my head. I also make sure to squeeze in that shampoo because my hair is very dense and thick. And you really want to make sure that shampoo reaches every area of your hair, even down to the ends. And now, after rinsing that out, I'll be going in with my second lather and repeating that same process. I usually only go in with 2 lathers, but for this time, I made sure to go in with 3 lathers because my hair felt very dirty. And one thing you guys will notice is that by the time I do the third lather, I get a lot of more suds than what I got with the first one and the second one. Sometimes I honestly forget how much hair I actually have. Even though I suffered a lot of hair loss from being on amlodipine, some of my hair has grown back. But looking at this footage, I'm just like, dang, my hair is thick, yo. And now I'll be going in with that third lather, and as y'all can see, there's much more suds, which shows that the hair is much more clean than what it was before. Now, this is the brush I will be detangling with. It's a Tangle Teezer. I think I've gotten this for like in the last maybe like 2 to 3 months, and I really love it. It really thoroughly detangles my hair, and the teeth are just like perfect because they don't snag my hair. It's much more easier to clean. Even though I have to go in smaller sections, it gets out all of the shed hair and all of the tangles. In this brush, I think it's called the Michael Mercier brush. This used to be my main brush, but it got replaced with the Tangle Teezer because it's much more difficult. This one is much more difficult to clean, and hair gets stuck between it, and product gets stuck inside of it, and I got tired of dealing with that. But it also works really good with detangling hair. But I ended up using this one. And now I'll be going in with my conditioner. I use a generous amount of conditioner because I have a lot of hair, and I don't mind using a lot of conditioner because this Tresemme is not really that expensive, and they give you so much product. I think it's like 32 ounces, so why not go in ham with the conditioner? It makes the process of detangling even more easier. As y'all can see, I'm also like constantly like grabbing shed hair that's just like falling out from like me applying the conditioner in, and I really messed up like not detangling my hair before I went in with my hot oil treatment, and pretty much just to remove all of that shed hair because I had so much shed hair coming out that like it made me detangling my hair take longer. Now I'm just rinsing out that conditioner before I move on to my next step of deep conditioning. Now I ended up going in with my Silk Elements Advanced Repair hair mask. I don't really know how to feel about it because I usually use the green Silk Elements hair mask, which is like, I think like it has like avocado in it. And that hair mask never fails me, and it always gets my hair like super silky and shiny afterwards. I don't know how to feel about this mask because I felt like it wasn't as moisturizing as the other Silk Elements hair mask I mentioned, and it did make my scalp tingle. And I noticed people online, when I was reading reviews before I used it, I noticed people were mentioning that it made their scalp tingle and that it was unbearable to them. But to me, it really wasn't that bad. But maybe it's because like my tolerance and stuff like that is much more stronger, and I think it's because of the turmeric that's also in this mask that makes your scalp tingle. But I honestly didn't mind it. Now I'm just unraveling all of my sections and preparing to gather them all into one so that I can put them in a bun and put my little plastic hair tie back on and a new bag, not the same bag I did my hot oil treatment in, because you don't want to put those oils back into your hair. But a new bag in my same scarf on, and I'll be sitting underneath the dryer again for about 15 minutes. I'm also going to make sure to spray the inside of the bag because it helps to create more humidity and allow for a deeper penetration of moisture from the mask. After rinsing out the hair mask, I'll be going in and blow drying, and I'll be using the same blow dryer with a blow dryer attachment, Tresemme Thermal Creations as my heat protectant, Tresemme Keratin Smooth hair serum, some hair clips, and this tool for sectioning my hair, and this Denman D38 paddle brush to blow dry with as well. This paddle brush was recommended to be used for like blow drying and detangling by African Hair God. I had really high hopes for this brush. I feel like maybe I didn't really get the full effect of how this brush can thoroughly detangle hair because my ends were so bad. But like, I had really high hopes, and I feel like this brush like low-key kind of let me down. But when it came to like, I think blow drying with and actually like getting enough tension and being able to grab the hair while blow drying, I think it did the job. Maybe next time like I blow dry my hair and my ends are a lot more healthier and I can like smoothly detangle through my hair, it won't be as like as difficult. I legit felt like Cynthia getting my hair brushed by Angelica with this brush. But also I must say it is very likely that the hair mask I used just wasn't as moisturizing, because whenever I use the Silk Elements, the green one, it's always like much easier for me to maneuver through my hair and detangle my hair. Like I remember the last time I used it and I did my silk press, it was so, even though my ends were like really bad, it was very easy for me to brush through my hair. So it also could be that because my hair wasn't as moisturized from that mask, that it made it more difficult for me to detangle through my hair. I also need to mention, I accidentally cut a chunk of my hair out in this section that y'all are seeing me blow dry last year while trying to cut out a hair tie. So if y'all see some shorter hair strands, that's the reason why. Now I'm just going in and doing the tension method first and using that paddle brush to blow dry my hair. Y'all, I cannot with some of the faces I'll be making while doing my hair. Not to mention, like I also got like a strand of hair stuck in the dryer that was just like shed hair, and I panicked because I thought it was my actual hair. I thought I was having a moment like Beyonce, like when she got her hair stuck in that fan. Y'all, my ends look really, really bad. Like, oh my goodness. I think it's been like 6 months since I trimmed my hair, going back to like July 1st. Now, these are the tools that I'll be using for flat ironing my hair. I'll be using the Board Bristle Brush by Conair to do the chase method with. And my flat iron is from Sally's. I think it only cost like $32. It's by GVP. I use 375 degrees when I flat iron my hair. And now we are moving to the bathroom so I can see better when I'm flat ironing. When I tell y'all I was so tired, not to mention my deodorant was also melting because it got so hot in my room. When I tell y'all I was struggling to flat iron my hair because I was so tired, and it's like I almost forgot how to flat iron my hair. I honestly should have just waited until like the next day. Not me feeling myself like, nigga, calm down. Half your shit is damaged. But I love like pretending to be the stylist in the salon when they be shaking people's hair. This is my hair completely flat ironed. My hair has grown significantly within the past year. When you compare it to how much hair I originally had like lost from being on amlodipine, my hair has regained a lot of its thickness back, but it still has a long ways to go. The crown of my head is like really still needing to regain back its thickness. But also at the same time, like I got heat damage, so like half of like the length of my hair, more so towards the back of my head, needs to go, but I'ma just like grow that out and trim it off as I go. Now these are the tools I use to trim my hair. Got my fine tooth comb, some shears, and the same old tools I used before. This is how much hair I ended up cutting off. It's about 3 inches and a lot of single strand knots and split ends I could find throughout my hair. And this is how my hair looked after trimming all of that off. My hair felt so much better. It could actually move more, but I could still tell that there's so much damage that just has to go. And I also noticed and learned that like the top of my head is probably becoming the most healthiest so far. But I'm so like happy and proud of myself being able to maintain my hair on my own without actually having to go to a hairstylist. And seeing how much of the thickness of my hair has began to return and has noticeably returned, even though it's taken such a long time because I was on amlodipine for like 2 years and it's taken like a year and a half for it to really begin to grow back. I will most likely be staying at this length until I can remove most of the damage, which I plan on cutting 2 inches off in the next like 4 months. But until then, I'll have to like stick with this length before I can really start gaining the length that I really want and finally reaching my goal of having tailbone length hair. The top of my head used to be so sparse because of the amlodipine as well as the crown, but both of them I can tell are beginning to thicken back up. I'll most likely do an update video towards the end of 2027 and not the end of this year because I want to give my hair enough time and myself enough time to actually see a major difference. But you guys let me know what you think about this video down below in the comments. Anything that you can add to help me improve the health of my hair, that'll help me along my journey. And I'll see you guys in the next video.
Pretty funny, huh, Cynthia? Cynthia?